Hi friends, it's been a hot sec since I uploaded a video. One of y'all lovely subscribers actually pointed it out to me on my Instagram, which if y'all not following my Instagram, I don't know what you're doing. I emailed the UChicago office, and I'll go into a little bit more detail because I got a lot of DMs about like how I did this, but essentially I looked up like some like the waiver for your application, and I was like, okay, so I'm supposed to email the UChicago like admissions office. So I did that, just like to the first person I saw, about like, hi, I would like to view my like admissions profile. I sent him just like 1 to 2 paragraphs on like why I kind of wanted this, and like it'll be fine if it's like a digital version, and it's completely fine if you can't do it, but I was just like, I would really like to see. They took a hot sec to respond. They like waited a couple of days, and they were like, okay, so this will be available to you in like a month and a half. And I was like, okay. I finally got the email a couple of weeks ago when I was in SHN, and I just never filmed the video. First of all, I don't know how much of it I can show in this video. I will put screenshots of it on screen, but if this video gets taken down, then you know why. When they send you the file, they send it to you via box, which is kind of like Dropbox, but better. And you only get, I think, 48 hours to view it. So you can't download the file as well. I just screenshotted it. Let's get into like the actual tea, because I know that's what you're here for. For those of you who don't know, while I pulled this up, I am a rising junior at UChicago. I just finished my 2nd year. I'm currently on a gap year in Singapore. I'm working on a couple of personal projects. I'm working on a really cool startup. I'm writing a book. I'm just chilling and trying to figure out what's going on in my life. All right, the first page is just like student admissions and like all of my profiles and stuff. Nothing really stands out on this page. It doesn't look like they have any annotations, but what I did find interesting is that instead of like on Common App where you have like the entire application, this is not, like their own version, is not Common App. They have all of my info as well as the intended major that I want to do, which I didn't think mattered at all at UChicago, but they did like highlight it. It says that my geo market is international/China. So I am Singaporean, right? Which makes me like an international student, but I applied from Shanghai, but that also means that wherever you're applying for, they're putting you in that application pool. I mean, this isn't new information to me because I know about this, but it's interesting to note that the exception would be American schools. So like Shanghai American schools, Singapore American schools, where they will put you into the America applicant pool instead of like the China one, even though you're located in China, you know? So that's something interesting, that at least UChicago does put you into an application pool based on where you apply, rather than being based on your nationality. So I wasn't put in the Singapore pool, I was put in the China pool. All right, now moving on to like how they evaluated me. UChicago evaluates you on 3 different metrics. The first one is like, it's called academic. The second one is personal. And the third one is intellectual, which I find so funny. And then the last box is like a vote. According to my admissions file, you get reviewed 3 times. So my first review was done by the like China admissions counselor because I was put in the China market, and he gave me academic 1, which I don't know what scale this is out of. It could be like 1 or 2, it could be like 1, 2, or 3, it could be like 1 to 10, I have no idea. And then under personal, it says B, which I'm assuming is like A, B, C, D, or like A to F or something, but I got a B on personal. And then for intellectual, it was a Y, which I'm assuming stands for like yes, which means they probably judge you on like yes or no, in which case I guess I got a yes for intellectual. And then the vote says probably admit. I also don't know what vote options there are. And the like different criteria, you have academics, recommendations, activities and honors, essays, and additional info. Now, the version they sent me, there is 0 like notes or like descriptions on it. Now there are 2 possibilities. Either one, UChicago does write these down and they have like little personal notes, but they don't show it to the students, so they like blank it out, or they literally just didn't write anything. Now the second review page, it says second read international, but it is noteworthy that the reviewer name is the same. My guess is that they probably moved me from like the China pool up a notch to like the international student pool. And here, my academic still 1, personal still B, and intellectual still Y, and my vote is still probably admit. And then the third pool says committee review. The final review by committee box is checked. And still academic 1, personal B, intellectual Y, and now my vote says admit. there are nominations on the side. First one is Academic Likely, April Fly-In, DAAP or CAP, First Gen, Stamps, International Aid, and then the last one is University Scholar. So none of mine were checked, but just based on the couple ones I do know, like I didn't apply with financial aid, so international aid wasn't checked. I'm not a first gen college student, so mine wasn't checked. I did not fly in during like the April like student weekend, so that wasn't checked either. But yeah, that's basically it. Like there really is like zero information on this. I was expecting like comments or notes or descriptions or like something about my essays, and I can't see that there's like an essay column, but it's completely empty. There's nothing there. So maybe UChicago just like doesn't look at it, or it's like a separate review process or something that's not open to the students, but I don't see anything. So here's my like final thought / analysis, right? A couple of things that shocked me. One, the fact that either UChicago just doesn't give out the descriptions and the admissions notes to their students, or they don't write any during the application process, which tells me a couple of things. The first thing is that when they're reading your profile, it's really like a yes or no type of situation. But rather than like, for example, like Johns Hopkins, or I think I've watched like a Stanford admissions file like, reveal video where they actually grade you out of like numbers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they give you a score out of 5. UChicago like doesn't do that. They only give you like relative scores like ABC or 1, 2, 3, and I have no idea what they're out of. And to me, it doesn't feel like it's quantitative. Like they're not tallying up my total score and seeing what my total score is. They're kind of like judging me on each separate criteria, and then I feel like my guess is they're looking at my essays plus my profile and then giving me like a probably admit or like admit, or maybe there are other options like possibly admit or maybe admit or like don't admit, I guess. But yeah, so if you're someone who's thinking of applying to UChicago, the intellectual column seems to be actually a thing. Like the UChicago is actually evaluating you on whether you're intellectual or not, which I don't even know what that word means. But if I wanted to guess, it would probably be the whole, like, do you have a passion for learning? Do you, like, demonstrate your, like, curiosity? Do you demonstrate that you're, like, a diverse person? That, like, you know, like, if you're someone who is just willing to pursue academics just for the sake of it and not for, like, a pre-professional reason. That's my take on, like, what the word intellectual means. I guess that's the video. I will be uploading some, like, updates on what I'm doing on my gap year, what my day in my life looks like, bringing you around Singapore with me. So yeah, I hope everyone is staying safe, and I'll see you guys really soon. Bye-bye!